Christine, we need you to take for, Rocco's amazing. Last night, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I said to Rocco, I gave him a voice message, I said, you know what? Why don't you put a video up and compare two of the most romantic movies ever, Notebook and Love Story, and Rocco nailed it. But for this week's review, let's give it up for our movie critic, Rocco Casaflume.
Thank you very, very much, Howie. I have a big movie for you this week. It is none other than 50 Shades of Grey. It is directed by Sam Taylor Johnson, and it stars Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan. The story is based on E.L. James' novel. It's about a young woman by the name of Anastasia Steele who comes across a businessman by the name of Christian Grey. And a relationship develops, but it's not your typical type of relationship. It's definitely one where certain freaky things that he likes to do are involved, basically. And as mentioned, this is based on a very, very popular book. And my feeling on the film is that it's actually better than the book, because the book is really horrible. It's like one of the worst published books in my lifetime, I think, because it's very amateurishly written, and so some of that is taken away, thankfully, in the film. But there are other aspects that are kept in of the film, like this really cringeworthy dialogue, and scenes that just seem like you read about it, it seems kind of juicy, but then you see it on the screen, it just looks ridiculous. Like it looks cartoonish, it looks ridiculous, it looks like it just makes you want to cringe. I was watching this thing and I was like kind of cringing. And the funny thing is, it's hard though, because I feel like the actors are doing the best they can, the director did the best they can with this, and the real problem is that E.L. James, the one who wrote the books, got a lot of autonomy as producer of this, so she pretty much made this movie, really hamstrung this movie to making it like the books, and the film kind of falls all over itself trying to make it like the books. And there's some things that you just can't put into a film that may work in a book, and it just was one of those things that just where it looks completely silly. And the other aspect of the movie is that it's very disturbing in the sense that here's this girl who's kind of like this really weak girl who ends up falling in love with this total jerk, this total rich jerk who makes her do all these things, and you're beside yourself with the both of them. They just seem so pathetic. They're probably the most pathetic characters I've seen on screen in my lifetime. And the problem is though, is that the thing goes from one tedious scene to the next, trying to keep up its excitement, really, that you're wanting to scream at the screen and what this girl's predicament and this guy's predicament, and it's just one of those things where you're left frustrated. The thing is that here's the sad part: is it ends fantastically, but there's going to be 2 more of these movies because there's 2 more books, and it's what are you gonna, it just is not gonna set the pattern for film, really, unfortunately. I mean, it's okay, it's decent, but unless you're a big fan of the book, I really don't think that you're gonna really enjoy it that much. So I give 50 Shades of Grey 2 out of 5 stars, so thank you very, very much for that.